This is a program called Historium VR, Relive the History of Bruges. Historium is basically a museum in Bruges, in Belgium, that celebrates their golden era of trade. And they commissioned this virtual reality experience to be made. This can be experienced in the museum, but it's also distributed online for free, so anybody can do it. It is narrated, so I won't be talking throughout this one, but it's just interesting to see how it was made and what kind of experience there is. So I'll just start it here.
Ah, there you are again. Nice to see you. Thanks to those magic glasses you're wearing, I can show you a bit more about 15th century Bruges and its role as a trading centre. Let's go through the gateway, and I'll give you a peek of the Golden Age. Our journey starts on the high seas.
So we'll say really quick that there's a degree of immersion in VR that you're not really getting on the flat screen. For example, if you're scared of heights, some people freak out up here.
At the moment, we are in a caravel, flying the Portuguese flag. Have a look behind us. We're not alone, are we? Can you see all those ships? Ships from both Northern Europe and Southern Europe are all transporting merchandise, because at this moment in history, Bruges is the trading centre of Western Europe. Can you see the cargo on the deck below? It consists of dyes, spices and silk, all ready to be traded in Bruges. These seagoing vessels were so large, they could not sail all the way to Bruges. They berthed in an outer port near Bruges, Sluis.
A couple of things are interactive, so I'm just touching things. It's a bit of a loading screen every time you switch locations.
There we are. We've arrived in Sluis. This is where the merchandise is transferred to smaller boats or stored in warehouses. We'll be leaving here soon and navigating the canal through the polders, straight to Bruges. The merchandise which was shipped along this channel was only allowed to be sold in Bruges.
Ever noticed that little parakeet in that cage before, or whatever that is?
So, we have already travelled about 10 miles, and we can see the dam port in front of us. For merchant ships, this was the only way to get into Bruges. It's starting to get dark, but don't worry, there's a rampart surrounding the town, so it's safe here. Welcome to Bruges. Do you recognize the keys? They allow Bruges to operate as a kind of inner port. On the right, you can see the great crane used to unload heavy items. Can you see the men walking in the tread wheels? We call them the crane children. Hey there! That barrel is swinging around pretty violently. Is it full of French wine? Or maybe it's just heroin. Oops! Cargo overboard!
Look out!
Everything all right? Now, watch your head. We're going under the bridge.
Most people duck there, even though, again, when you're in VR, it's a little more immersive.
In front of us. In a minute, we'll be navigating into the famous Waterhalle. You can see the silhouette of the Belfry Tower next to it. Aren't they a beautiful couple, those two? The Waterhalle is a kind of covered harbour. Merchandise is stored here, or immediately traded on the market. Scottish wool for Germany, Spanish oil for England, Flemish cloth for Portugal, German fur for Italy, citrus fruits from Spain, or Flemish tapestries for Italy, ivory for Paris, Flemish paintings for Florence. All the best products you can imagine from all over Europe are traded here. For 5 centuries, this building was the pride of the great trading metropolis of Bruges. Tragically, it was demolished at the end of the 18th century. Historium stands on the very same site. Even today, the medieval canal still passes below. The stacked merchandise can be seen above you. If we disembark here, we'll be on the market immediately. But I've got a better idea.
If I remember right, the next scene here, we're fairly high up. Again, there's an immersive element you're not getting outside of VR, but in VR, people who get vertigo or are scared of heights will tend to freak out. I had one gentleman, there's a point here where you start flying. He actually almost fell over. His wife had to catch him by the belt. Although I may just edit out these loading screens before posting. Although now that I think about it,
we can see the market perfectly from this structure. To our left, you can still see the giant Waterhalle, 100 meters long, 40 meters high. To its left, you can just see the tip of the great crane. And right in front of us is the Belfry of Bruges, of course. Have you noticed that the tower isn't yet at its highest? We'll have to wait another century for that. By the way, I hope you're not scared of heights. Because
a lot of people get topply here.
We're going to fly to the berg.
Your body thinks you're moving. Your brain thinks you're moving. So it's trying to make you balance. So I'm actually kind of tottering a little bit.
There we are. This is the Berg Square. It houses our beautiful town hall, and of course, the Chapel of the Holy Blood. But we have come here for St. Donation's Church. For here, in a side chapel, hangs von Eyck's painting that was commissioned by Canon von der Paul. St. Donation's Church later became the Cathedral of Bruges. Sadly, however, it was destroyed following the French Revolution. Fortunately, the painting was saved, and we can today admire it in all its glory at the Groningen Museum with Anna, or maybe I should say, the Madonna on the throne, and Canon von der Paul still on his knees. And here, our journey comes to an end. I hope you had fun and still have time to enjoy all the beautiful things that can be found in Bruges. Hopefully, we'll see you again soon.